Hello, YouTuber woobers! So I just thought I'd do a little video. I haven't done any home video stuff for a while. Um, and I haven't done any microgreen videos for a while. So I'm still growing microgreens. I'm only selling them now for one farm stand, farm store. I was selling for two, and I was doing a farmer's market this time last year. But the farmer's market, unless I can sell a lot of stuff each week, it's not worth it for me. It's $25 for a booth fee, thereabouts, and then essentially, if I don't make $100 consistently every week, it really isn't worth it. And it's kind of sad in a way, but when they bring in large farms or large so-called farms that claim to be selling their own produce, even though I know they're not, but they do anyway, people will buy from them. And so I did the Memorial Day show, the Memorial Day weekend farmers market. And I think in the end of the day, I made $25. So I sold most of my microgreens. I sold my mushrooms. Um, I sold most of my eggs. But I wholesale my eggs and I wholesale my mushrooms and the microgreens. I really only brought like 5 or 6, and I sold those, and my profit on those are $2 a piece. So that's $12 there, plus what I made on the other product, and then subtract the booth fee. And if I put any kind of time costs on my hours, even if I just went with $10 an hour and being there for almost 5 hours, I mean, you really have to make $100 a weekend in order to sell, make it worthwhile to itself. So I've kind of opted out to not do the farmers market this year. Maybe next year things will change, but it's also kind of physically challenging for me to do the farmers market. So and I have that to think about. So it's easier for me just not to do the farmers market. So I was selling to the store that was where the farmers market is being held, but they have a problem with refrigeration on their fresh vegetables. They use one of those open coolers that has no front to it. It's just open and then it blows the cold air. Now most grocery stores, they probably just amp it up so the stuff stays fresh, but this particular store doesn't. And fresh salad things like microgreens, they don't really do well at room temperature like other vegetables do. So they were going bad there rather quickly, and they were really blaming it on me. They were saying I wasn't providing them with quality vegetables. If I put them in my refrigerator, they'll last maybe 2 weeks in my refrigerator. So it wasn't me, and so it was just seeing my name is on the product. I just opted to just shut it off because there's no point. I don't make very much money selling wholesale. It's just something you got to do. So I'm only growing them now for my neighbor farm, which are wonderful friends and have been for each other for a long time. I probably don't really make money on selling them sunflowers wholesale, but um, that's what I'm doing. So if anything, I break even, and I keeps my finger in my green thumb pointing up. So, yeah. So that's basically where things have been going at the moment. So I've been growing the microgreens for the farm, and I put most of my other effort on doing video. So as you've seen, I've produced a number of shows this summer, the fireworks and the fairy speak. This weekend, I've been recording video at a reservoir place for a show, and someplace I wanted to go back last spring, and I was trying to go with my kids, and I could never get the time, so I went down there because now the reservoir is full. It's so full that the side roads are flooding out. So, I mean, and it could go higher. It could probably go another 30 feet, which is a lot of water. It's no small reservoir. It's called, what's it called? Well, I'll have to look it up and I'll post a comment. Hopefully at this point. So, but it's a really big lake that it used to be, I don't know, a little town or a farm or something, and they built the dam as to hold back water, as a watershed to reduce flooding, and they flooded out this pasture to make it into, basically it's a lake. So when the water table is low, there's a lot of jagged rock, and it really has a much more interesting shoreline. But right now it's brimming. We had a lot of rain last night, so when I drove down there today, more of the road was flooded out. But that's kind of my project I'm working on at the studio, creating a video. I went back down there today so I can shoot some two camera action, one camera pointing out and one camera pointing forward, and recording them at the same time, because when I was there on Friday, I recorded, one direction, and then I recorded the forward direction, but I couldn't get them to time together. So I wanted to do one with a two camera position like this, one pointing straight out the window and the other one going forward. So I have a nice little mount that I can attach to my car window, and it's like a tripod head with a clamp that clamps to the window. It's a pretty cool old device. It was only $30 from B&H Photo, and that way I can concentrate on the framing of the picture and keeping my car going in the right position. So it is kind of a nice way to do it, and you'll eventually see it. I'll upload the show when I have it done, and it will be Filmmaker's Chair 10, I believe. So that's where things are kind of at. I put a video up a while ago offering free seed to somebody who would just be willing to pay the $25 for shipping. As you know, I don't really make anything on this channel with my under 400 subscribers. So, oh look, it's raining again. We've had a lot of rain over the last few weeks. We even lost power last night. We lost power for a good half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. So I went on standby. I had my standby battery pack for my computer and stuff, and battery power for other things in the house. And it's cool when it works. But yeah, so I put that video up and nobody took it. People, if I said if it was free, I would have gotten all kinds of people saying they were interested, but they weren't willing to pay $25 for $100 worth of seed. So I might just cancel that video at some point, and then I'll just give the seed out to somebody that I cherish. and you know who you are. One of the microgreen seeds that I was trying were tendril peas. I wanted to have something a little more tender for the microgreen mix, salad mix, but I couldn't get them to grow. They would only grow about yay tall. The heads would never pop. A few heads pop, but not enough heads pop to make it worthwhile, considering, you know, the cost of everything. So Johnny Seeds gave me credit on that seed order, so I can apply that towards more sunflower seeds, which is basically what I'm growing right now, are sunflowers for the farm next door. So that's kind of where I'm at with things right now. I don't want this to get too long a video. It's at 11 minutes now. I was able to get a loan for the grant/loan. I have to live in the house for 15 years or pay them back. So it's to do some work on the house. So we've gotten new windows and new siding, and they're doing some other repairs to the house that I wasn't able to do. So they've been working on the house all summer since June. Well, this is July. Well, they were supposed to start in April, but because it snowed till the end of May, they really didn't start working outside until June. But there was an issue with one of the contractors, so they had to stop work, and now I have to wait for a new contractor to come and finish the job, which is, needless to say, annoying, because it's, you know, I really didn't do much outside for vegetables this year because they were all over the place. I couldn't really do anything outside because I never really knew what was sacred spot. Even indoors, it's limited places to grow stuff if they need to get at a window. I mean, they pulled the windows out, and then they didn't do the inside casing until just recently, so the windows have been exposed for a month. So it's interesting. So things are going pretty good other than that. I enjoy shooting video, and you know, I get a lot of satisfaction at it, and I continue to learn more ways to do video, so it's a win-win to me. So I just wanted to do a little update, and wish all is well out there in YouTube land. I've been watching most everybody's videos that I'm subscribed to, and you know who you are, and I wish all well. So ta-ta, live long and prosper. Which is the way I have to do it. I was never able to do however it was. So look at that. It works. Live long and prosper. Peace begins with enough for all. Peace for enough for all. Food, water, clothing, healthcare, housing, education. Peace with enough for all.